Cold hands, cold as ice. Hi, my name's Jim. I've had thoracic outlet syndrome for over 40 years now. I've also had 3 lower back surgeries, including a 2-level lumbar fusion 6 years ago. So I was cleaning out my barbecue grill yesterday, cleaning out the little holes in the burners. Had to take a little tiny screwdriver and do that. So I knew I'd probably be in a little bit of pain today, but that's how I can always tell with thoracic outlet syndrome. I can always tell when my hands are really ice cold to the touch that I'm kind of on the verge of a flare. So today I'm just going to take it easy and not use my arms very much. Everything is like you have to kind of manage the amount of arm use you do. The thing I did yesterday, I mean, that wasn't that big of a deal for a normal person. Just, use your arms a little bit, no big thing. But, anybody that has TOS knows what I'm talking about. That's one reason I kind of like living alone and being alone, is because I can manage the pain better. Like, when you live with someone else, they always want you to do things, and you try to do things to keep up with them or to keep them happy. But living alone, I can just do things at my own pace, and it's much easier to manage pain. Like, today I'll just take it easy. I won't do too much, and kind of let things calm down. Funny thing, when my hands are like this, people can notice it. It's like, I remember sometimes, you meet someone and you shake hands with them and they're like, wow, cold hands. And that's another thing that'll flare me up, is shaking hands. If you don't have, TOS, you wouldn't imagine that. But I used to hate shaking hands with people, because either they grip your hand too hard, or they keep shaking like this, and they keep talking to you and they're not letting go, and you're like, you're like, let go, let go, let go. And they're like, and people just don't understand that hurts. You don't know how many times my day has been ruined from shaking hands with somebody, because what'll happen is they, like I said, they do it too hard or whatever, and then your whole arm starts to ache and your muscles tighten up in your shoulders, and it's just a big. I actually used to like during COVID, because people quit. They wouldn't shake hands. They'd stay away from me. They might do a little fist bump thing like that, but I like that a lot better. But it's just the thing, if you don't have thoracic outlet syndrome, normal people, they just can't comprehend that stuff. I mean, you could explain it to them, but there's just no way they could know. I mean, even like clothing, like heavy clothing. I always wear these light jackets. I wear clothes that are as light as possible. Like my shirts, I cut the sleeves off like in the summertime, just because just wearing a sleeve, even a short sleeve, that little bit that causes just a little more pulling. And when you move around up here in your neck and your shoulder area, it's enough, just that little bit is enough to cause more pain. In fact, if I wear say a shirt with sleeves out when I go somewhere, I can't wait to get it off and just put on a lightweight cut off sleeve shirt when I get home. And pants are the same way. I mean, I wear sweatpants most of the time, or shorts this time of year when it's warm. I very rarely wear regular pants. I can't wear jeans at all anymore. Just usually wear like a more baggy kind of pants, like, kind of khaki type pants, and just wear like as comfortable as shoes as I can. I did a video on this channel a while back of these slip-on shoes I bought. Those are working out really well. And another thing that I have to watch out for when my hands get cold, actually this didn't start happening to me until I had my back surgery 6 years ago, but my fingers will turn completely white. It's like it's Raynaud's syndrome, and like I said, I never noticed it till after I had my back surgery, my fusion surgery 6 years ago. And when I went back to the doctor like a year later, I mentioned it to him, and I said, "You think that would affect my TOS?" Because they put spacers in my lower 2 disc areas to raise them up before they fused it. And I said, maybe that puts more pressure on this area. He's like, and he had me do a few of these different movements. He's like, oh, no, you don't have thoracic outlet syndrome. That's really rare. I'm like, I had surgery for it. And then he just looked at me. It's like, it's always the same thing with doctors. As soon as you bring that up, they just kind of get quiet. They just look at you and they don't know what you're talking about. Same with anybody, actually. Like you're talking to someone and you say something about thoracic outlet syndrome and they just look at you like, they don't know what you're talking about. So I usually just, when I tell them, like, you know, I'm disabled, I just tell them, I just talk about my back because they understand back stuff, but when you bring up thoracic outlet syndrome, they have no idea what you're talking about. Although, the thing is, I finally met a person in real life, my dental hygienist. This was, I don't know, a year, maybe a couple of years ago. I was in the dentist office, and they were laying me back in the chair, and I said, oh, be careful of my neck, and she was asking, well, what's wrong with your neck? I said, well, I have thoracic outlet syndrome. And she started asking me more about that. She goes, you know, I'm going to write that down. She goes, I'm having problems with my shoulders and, you know, different things. I want to look that up. And so the next time I went back to get my teeth cleaned, she goes, I have that. I have thoracic outlet syndrome. She goes, I researched it after talking to you, and I just got diagnosed with it. So, you know, it was nice that, it was helpful talking to me. I mean, I feel bad for her that she has it, but that's the first person I've ever met in over 40 years, like in just real life, that has it. So I was talking about the handshake thing, but any kind of touching is like that. You get these people, you know, come and put their hand on your shoulder and you kind of pull away and they'll say, oh, that doesn't hurt. And you're like, yeah, it does. There used to be certain people I would kind of avoid because they would do that every time I would see them. I mean, they're just being friendly. They'd say, hey, how you doing? Put their hand on your shoulder and, like, you know, and then your day's screwed up for the rest of the day. Or, you know, the dog sleeps in bed with me and the dog tries to crowd, like, you know, under my leg or up against me too much. That makes me start hurting. It's just any kind of touching or human contact, or even, you know, driving the car, if you go around corners too fast, anything that pulls, you know, just a little bit, you know, on your neck and your shoulder area will do that. So it's like I said, unless you have thoracic outlet syndrome, there's just no way you can understand this stuff. I mean, looking back now, I mean, if I didn't have it myself, there's no way I would know what people are talking about. It gives you a whole different perspective on everything, which I seem to have. I seem to have a different perspective on a lot of things in life than most people. In fact, lately a lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about with a lot of things. I've had to kind of dial back what I say lately, because I'm like, I'll just be talking to someone and I start talking about something and they just look at me. I mean, I'm just about anything, and it's like they just kind of look at me like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, I don't know why, I just seem to notice a lot of things that most people don't. So I've had to kind of dial it back a little bit. But anyway, there's my video for today. Just kind of thought I'd share that, and hope you guys are doing good. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.